All right, guys. So to make our glue bottles that we talked about, the first thing you're going to need is an airbag, packing bag, and then some plaster strips and the water at your tables. So to start, what we're going to do is this. You're going to dip the plaster strips into the water. I always start by wrapping the top and bottom first because I can then go back and get it plastered down to the sides. So as I do this, you'll notice I'm wrapping it carefully, kind of holding it in place with my hand, getting the next strip, and wrapping each side separately to start so that it sticks to itself. The plaster wrap is not going to want to stick to the airbag, but it will stick to itself. So it will stick to the other plaster strips as you go. So once again, I'm going to do the sides. Try to smooth those out. Now, the goal today is to use as few plaster strips as you can because you really don't want it to be super heavy to get it covered, but also make sure that it has enough to be nice and sturdy when it's finished. Now I'm going to wrap the bottom. So that is ready. And then just continue to wrap them as needed to get a nice finished covered piece. Okay. So if you notice, I still have a couple little spots showing. I'm going to go ahead and finish those out. It is important that you get all the different parts covered today because you are not going to be painting these. So we want to make sure that there isn't any of the airbags still showing. Okay. All right, so once it's covered, if you notice mine is now covered, I'm going to go back, get my fingers wet, and just kind of work on smoothing it out so that you don't see any of those little holes by the time you're finished. All right, so I'm going to work on smoothing mine out. One thing you do need to try to do is be careful as you build. We don't want the airbag to pop. It is okay if it pops after the plaster has hardened. Not okay if it pops while we're working on it because then you'll end up with a very flat, very empty bottle of glue. All right, guys, get it all smoothed out, looking good, and then we'll talk about how to do the Model Magic portion, which is going to finish off our glue bottles.